Greetings from the United Nations Climate Change Secretariat here in Bonn. My name is Ovais Sarmad, and I'm the Deputy Executive Secretary for the UN Climate Change. And it's a great pleasure for me to be addressing all of you through a video message on the occasion of the first and the only Talanoa dialogue in India. And that is especially important because I'm from India. And it's very gratifying to see the Ministry of Environment, and thank you, Ministry of Environment, everyone in that ministry, and ICLAI, who have organized this session of Talanoa Dialogue. Extremely important. We are very pleased that India's unique voice will be added to an event that has been unparalleled success. More than 70 Talanoa Dialogue events have undertaken throughout the world this year, since its launch. The results of all of those dialogues will be brought together for a high-level event discussion at COP24 in Katowice later this year in Poland. It's all about raising ambition. The Talanoa dialogue and everything we are doing in this crucial year leading up to COP24 in Poland is about raising ambition. What is ambition? Ambition to make sure we are fulfilling the goals and commitments of the Paris Agreement. And greater ambition in climate action, both before 2020 and in the next round of NDCs, otherwise known as nationally determined contributions. These NDCs are crucial to achieving the goals set out in the Paris Agreement and to limiting global temperature rise. It is our hope and expectation that Talanoa Dialogue will contribute to success at COP24. In other words, your contributions here in this discussion, they matter. But it's about more than the process. It's about more than just sitting down and talking about things. It's about an urgent need to find practical solutions to climate change. Let's briefly talk about the urgency. As you all know, the recent special report from the IPCC that was released about 2 weeks ago was both blunt and precise in warning all of us that only a short window of time remains to limit climate change to 1.5 degrees. They also pointed out that achieving this goal would be incredibly difficult, but, and this is a crucial point, it is still possible, and that is the hope. And we now need the courage. It is only possible if we work together with unprecedented speed and cooperation throughout society to make this happen. And that, of course, means re-embracing the multilateral system. Not just multilateralism like we used to, but a new form of multilateralism. We call it inclusive multilateralism, one that remains nation to nation based, but also brings in voices from a broad spectrum of the society. And I'm talking about businesses, investors, other levels of government, non-profit groups, laborers, and of course, the everyday person, you and me. The fact that ICLAI is working with the Indian government to make this dialogue happen is an excellent example of how this works at the practical level. Now, this dialogue is yours to shape. I'm not going to tell you what to say, but here are a few things we have witnessed so far. We have heard a lot of stories about people who have witnessed the devastation of climate impacts. Some were very difficult to hear, and as you also must have heard and seen in the news and media around the world. Stories about how lives, livelihoods, and entire towns have been lost in hurricanes, droughts, wildfires, flooding, and other climate-related events. The recent flooding in Kerala was heartbreaking. I've been to Kerala. We also heard from climate experts about the rigorous studies that they have conducted on all aspects of climate change. Other speakers have been able to demonstrate that economic growth and environmental protection go together hand in hand. They reminded us that we have the technologies, the capital, and the know-how to address climate change in ways that will yield economic benefits. And those benefits are huge and enormous, and there are huge opportunities. So therefore, your dialogue today will add to that conversation and that input. We recognize, however, that all nations are unique. Each has its own challenges, its own solutions, and we want to hear yours from the context of India, which is an extremely important country in the geopolitical domain. I encourage you to think big. Climate change, after all, is one of the most significant issues humanity has ever faced. It'll require a collective effort, a multilateral effort to address it. And I really and heartily welcome all of your active participation, engagement, and I look forward to hearing the dialogues of this results of this dialogue. And I thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.